since, we traveled all day yesterday, we'll do more of a gentle flow this morning just to get us kind of rolling. And I thought we would do more of like a Vini yoga style. And a Vini yoga style is moving in sync with the breath, but it's a little bit more functional type movement. And for instance, like cat-cow, that's a little Vini yoga flow. You're inhaling to cow, exhaling to cat. So it should be simple, gentle movements, nothing too dynamic. And then we'll amp it up more tomorrow morning. Robin and I thought we might even move over and get another view tomorrow than what you're getting today. But I guess what I want to start off this practice with is similar to what we were discussing last night in our circle, but different. Right now, with coming out of a pandemic and seeing our political system in chaos and feeling the divide amongst people, but also seeing all the disruptions and pockets of protest and violence and this, that, and the other. We were even talking about the traffic in the cities and how much nicer it is here driving on the streets versus being at home when people are driving like madmen, The other day, I literally saw like 3 cars going down the interstate, and it was like Frogger. Remember that old game, Atari game? Like, that's what it felt like. It felt like these cars were playing Frogger, and they were being very dangerous. And it makes me a little nervous about my teenager getting his license soon, but at the same time, it's a rite of passage. It allows him to be independent, and I want him to be able to go. So my whole point in bringing this up is yoga is a great physical outlet. It allows us to cleanse our body, allows us to open up our bodies. It allows us to decrease the tension that we're holding in the bodies. It allows us to discover more about our bodies, like where life is showing up. Life is constantly making deposits in the body, just like we make deposits with our check in the bank. And if we're not processing our experiences, or if we're not having the emotional capacity to deal with certain stressors, then it stays in the body. It starts to calcify in the body. And then that's what starts to create pain and issues and disease. So if you look back at the history of yoga, it really wasn't even about the postures. It was about sitting in meditation. That was the postures. It wasn't until much, much later, thousands of years later, that these physical movements started coming into play. So if you look at Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, which is a book that kind of compiles the philosophy of yoga, it's a recipe of how to live life. But the recipe there is about living life joyously and in a healthy way. And if you study it, it's about how to treat yourself and how to treat other people, how to maintain control of your thoughts, your words, your actions, so that you're being mindful as you go through your day so that you're not disrupting the joy or the health for yourself or others. Now, I know that seems almost like an impossible task, but this recipe has been around for thousands of years, and it's time tested and true. So really, yoga kind of is summed up in that second verse in that book, and it's Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. And it stands for yoga is the neutralization of all the fluctuations of the mind. And now science is telling us that our mind is on repeat 90% of the time. We have the same regurgitating thoughts over and over and over again. Science is showing us the neuron patterns in our mind are habits. Like our mind is habitual. And we know we are habitual creatures. We tend to sleep on the same side of the bed. When we go into a yoga studio, we tend to set up our mat in the same spot every time, and We want to break free from those habits, not the good habits, because we have good habits, but we want to break free from the habits that are deterring us from living a happier, healthier life. So we can see in our society how people are emotionally and mentally broken. And I really want you to look at yoga as being medicine for the mind and a way to create some emotional clearing. My teachers would say, take that verse, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. It's not just yoga is the neutralization of all the mind stuff. It's also the neutralization of the whirlpools of emotion that we can get trapped in. And it's also the neutralization of the agitations that we often feel in our bodies. So that's what I love about the Vinyasa yoga practice, because you are syncing it strictly with the breath instead of having the held poses where you're being reminded to breathe. You're inhaling, exhaling with these mechanics. So it gives your mind something to focus on, first of all, but the breathing aspect really helps to get yourself grounded and get yourself really centered. And that's our whole goal for being here, but also rolling out the mat. So now I'm getting in the sun. Oh well. Can move up a little. Well, it's okay right now. It's okay. So we're going to start off in child's pose. Is that okay for everyone's knees and hips? When you come down to sit on your shins, you can do it a couple different ways. You can do the traditional version with the arms wrapped around your legs, palms open at your feet, or you're welcome to extend the arms out in front of you. And just take a moment to feel your body kind of nesting here. Check in to see if your thighs need to widen to give you a space to fall in between, or if you have some digestive stuff happening, then maybe you want your thighs knit together so that your belly can rest on top. Because when we give the belly a little compression this way, it will help our inner organs. So will diaphragmatic breathing. So go ahead and begin to inhale and exhale slowly and deeply in and out through the nose. Feel the belly expanding on the inhale and retracting and deflating on the exhale. And maybe even see if you can sense your back body ballooning up and down on the inhale, and the softening and descent on the exhale. And if you truly get immersed in this breath and in the sensation that it forms, it can really tap you back into your body and heighten your awareness. Let's take one more deep breath. On your next inhale, go ahead and stretch your arms out in front of you. Rock up to hands and knees. With your hands planted right up underneath your shoulders, your hips aligned over your knees, go ahead and begin to inhale to cow, dropping the belly, floating up through the top of the head. And as you exhale, descend your tailbone, scoop in through the belly, and then allow the chin to tuck to the chest. Inhaling, opening to cow. Exhale to cat. And now start to execute this movement by moving your tailbone back and moving through each vertebrae, rolling upward in the spine, so there's a little bit more mindfulness involved. Again, beginning at the base of the spine, rolling up, eventually into the neck. And this undulation of the wave happening in the spine should mimic the undulation or the wave that we experience with the breath. And if you know that Ujjayi pranayama, where you constrict the back of the throat and allow it to become a little bit more audible to hear, is something wonderful to meditate on. After your next cat stretch, go ahead and return to a tabletop position. You're going to step your hands out ahead of you, and then you're going to suction up through the belly, draw in through your base ribs for what we call puppy pose. Now, puppy pose, there's structure. It's a modification for downward facing dog. So you should feel that diagonal line between your wrist and your sacrum. The shoulder blades are still in the back. Your ears are lined up in between your arm bones. And then we're going to start to incorporate what we call a cleansing breath. So this is going to be the inhale through the nose. As you exhale, breathe out through the mouth, and then dip down into your shoulders and into your chest and down towards your chin. You might even get a good pop through your spine. And then inhale, suction up to the belly, chest, and pit of the arms to puppy. And then as you exhale, surrender back down, blowing out the breath. Good, continue this process. Let's do 3 more. So this is good for lubricating the shoulder joints, the SI joints. And it's also good for bringing more flexibility to the spine, as well as draining some of the lymphatic tissues and flushing out the lymph nodes in the pits of the arms. Good. Once you surrender back down, inhale, lift your head and chest, walk your hands back to set underneath your shoulders. And then you're going to extend your right leg off to your right side. And it's okay if you go to someone's mat, they won't mind. Plant that right foot firmly to the floor. So roll towards the pinky toe if you can. And then really push down through your left shin, ankle, foot, and left wrist. And reach that right arm up in the air. This is called stargazer, but with Vini Yoga, we're going to move. So this will be the inhale. And on the exhale, the hand comes down and goes up underneath the waist, and you can bow your head. Inhale, lift your head and right hand, spreading open through the fingertips. And then exhale, bring it back down. And then continue this movement and really feel the twist occurring. Revolving through the belly and chest. But also feel what ignites in your left leg. We're going to do 1 more. This time when you reach it up, just think about a dream or a goal or an ambition you have. There's an old expression that says, hitch your wagon up to a star. I think it was by Joseph Campbell. I'm not positive about that. And then exhale, bring the right hand down and your right knee down. We're going to take that to the other side. So step your left foot over, planting it down. And when you really push the foot down, feel how it ignites the muscles through your left leg. So you want to keep that engagement. Flip your left hand open, reach it out and up towards the heavens above. Pausing at the top, and then we'll start to flow. Inhale here, energize those top fingers, and then exhale, wrap it under. And then continue this process. Inhale, opening up, gazing up, and then exhale, bringing it back down. So if you can, do the Hasta Drishti. Hasta means hand. So your gaze is set there when you're coming up as well as down. That will keep your point of focus and concentration on points. All right, this one be the last one. Inhale, roll open. Exhale, set the left hand back to the ground. All right, lower your left knee, and then you're gonna step your hands just one more baby step beyond your shoulders to curl the toes under and to launch up and back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downward facing dog. Spread out through the fingers, press firmly into your hands, stretch long through your arms, through your back, and bow the head between the arms because the gaze here is set towards your feet. It's the Pariyogram Drishti. All right, from here we're gonna start to flow. So as you inhale, this is going to be where we will land in our inhale. And on the exhale, we're gonna lower the knees down and hover, similar to table, except the knees don't touch. We're stretching the toes, which will also help with allergies, believe it or not, according to reflexology. Inhale, stretch back down dog. Exhale, you're gonna drop and hover the knees similar to table. All right, so this is a core strengthener as well. So make sure when you're pressing back as well as coming down, your belly's hugging in. And then be mindful that you're not just moving into body mechanics. It truly is about the breath. And remember, the breath is what we're really trying to control. So see if you can maybe count to 5 or 6 on your inhale, as well as your exhale, so that you're not moving too quickly, so it's not becoming aerobic. And the next time you take downward facing dog, be here. Breathe here. The breath brings in that life force energy that we need. And then slowly begin to walk the feet forward, baby stepping, lifting the hands if you need to. Till you come to the top of the mat and you're folding in half to Uttanasana. Now in Uttanasana, if you need to have a soft bend in your knees, if that's better for your back, incorporate it. Otherwise, you can sail your sits bones up and expand the backside of your knees. All right, we're gonna do some half Surya Namaskara, some half sun salves. So as you inhale, sweep the arms to your sides and up overhead. Coming to Urdhva Hastasana and take in that beautiful view. Palms face each other, feet plant down, pinky swirl in, navel picks up. Exhale, fold back in, Uttanasana. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins. Lengthen out through the spine, look out towards that beautiful view again. And then exhale, bow back in, being grateful that we're all here together. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead, gather all that fresh air, this abundant energy around us, maybe even looking up. And then exhale, bring hands home to the heart. All right, we're gonna continue that sequence. Inhale, arms circle wide, keep the chin parallel and look out to the view first. Exhale, swan dive forward and down to your Uttanasana, your standing forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up, creating more of a 90-degree angle with your body. And then exhale, fold again. Inhale all the way up. This time gazing up, coming into upward worship. And then bringing that attitude of gratitude down into heart. And we'll continue that sequence. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, looking straight ahead. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips and bow out. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. Shoulders crank back from the ears. And then exhale, drape back down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands come back to the heart. We're going to do one more of those. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, hinge and fold. In and halfway up. Exhale, lower back down and in. Inhale all the way up to the top. Maybe even gazing up. And then exhale, Anjali Mudra, hands to prayer position at the heart. All right, we're going to keep it moving. Inhale, arms circle. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, we're going to step that right foot way, way, way back. Okay, have your hands framing this front foot. Look down at your front knee. Make sure it aligns with precision over the ankle. All right, now stack onto the tips of your middle fingers, and then inhale, just gently uplift the hips, maybe a few inches, and then exhale, surrender them back down. And we're just pulsing. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, releasing. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. So I want you to feel that stretch in that iliopsoas, especially when we drop down towards gravity. That's a muscle that can get very tight and bunched up with a lot of sitting. And with our travel time yesterday, it may feel slightly sensitive today. All right, now drop your back knee, untuck the back toes, push down heavily through your left foot, and then inhale, draw up to Anjaneyasana, your half lunge. All right, as you exhale, you're gonna hang back and open the arms. Inhale, re-erect the spine, and then exhale, hands down to frame the foot. This is gonna be our new flow. Inhale, lift. Oops, I'm sorry. Exhale, open. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, hands release. Good. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, cactus arms, since we're in the desert. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, release. We're gonna do one more. Inhaling, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Good. Tuck the back toes. Pluck the back knee up. Turn and press your back foot to the floor. And then inhale, circle the arms. Warrior two. Now, in Warrior two position, you're actually going to turn your palms open today. And when we're in Warrior two, I want you to turn your gaze down your left fingertips so you've got this beautiful view. But as you inhale, straighten your left leg, lift the arms overhead, turn and face Melissa. Good. Exhale, lunge the knee, look out to the view. So we're turning the head with this action. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. And then continue with your breath. Beautiful. Last one. Sink into it, pause for a moment, and then look at your front knee. If it's caving in, roll it open. And then windmill the arms down, spin off your back heel, left foot plank. Good. From plank position, we're gonna rock forward, lower down, down, down to the mat, and untuck the toes. Now lift and lengthen each leg specifically. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears. Inhale, come to Cobra, Bhujangasana, strengthening the back. And then exhale, lower. Again, we're doing it with repetition today. Inhale, rolling up. And exhale, coming back to the brow. Let's do 3 more. Last one. And this time, squeeze the elbows in, elongate through your neck, squeeze through the buttocks, lengthen through the feet. Good. Exhale, slowly drop back down. On your next in-breath, pull in through the navel as you push the ground away from you with your hands. Exhale back into extended child's pose. Inhale, rock forward. Keep your hips off the floor, up dog. Exhale back to extended child's. And this is our new flow. So it's really easy to just rock back and forth physically, but can you truly sync it with your breath? So allow the initiation of your in-breath to build you up, and allow the initiation of the exhale to begin the movement to rock back. And that's where the meditation part comes in. Now, next time you rock up to hands and knees, we're gonna tuck the toes and lift up and back to downward facing dog. And from Adho Mukha Svanasana, let your head release. Look back towards your feet and make sure there's only like 4 inches in between the big toes. Reset and reclaim your breath. Exhale, lower your knees like you're about to touch down. And we're going back to that flow that we did as part of the warm-up. Try not to concave your low back when you descend your knees to hover. Keep gazing down and maintain the neck's alignment with the rest of the spine. In other words, you're not looking out when you're descending your knees, and you're also not spilling the head down when you're bending the knees. And feel the strength that you're also building in your upper body. This is the last one. And then once you power back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, be here for an extra breath. Any inversion we do is going to be more calming for the mind, similar to forward folds, calming and cooling for the mind and body. Inhale, now let's establish the right foot out in front. And if you need to come to tabletop to swing that right foot around, that's okay, because you can always tuck the back toes and return to where we all should be in this low lunge. All right, we're gonna pulse like we did before. Inhale, lifting the hips, and then exhale, dropping them down. And when you're dropping down, make sure that front knee doesn't overextend past the ankle. And then check in with that iliopsoas muscle on the back leg. One may be more wound up than the other. And self-study called Swadhyaya is a big piece of yogic philosophy. Where am I storing life in my body? Where is the stress accumulating? All right, let's set the back knee down and tuck the back toes. Press through the right foot, build up on Janayasana. Exhale, hang back, cactus arms. Inhaling up. Exhale, release. And continue. Inhaling up. Exhale, open the chest. Inhale, coming up. And exhaling down. Continue that sequence. next one. Now we'll curl the back toes under. We'll lift that back knee. We'll pivot down onto the back heel, and we'll bring the arms up, warrior two. Check in with that back arm. Make sure it's elevated just as high as the front. Are you sliding? Yeah.
Well, it's the 5 minutes.
Yeah. And then turn your palms open. Look down the right hand out towards the view. And then inhale, you're gazing towards Patty as we straighten the right leg, arms frame the face. And then exhale, relunge the knee, Virabhadrasana 2. Continue. Slow, controlled breath equates to slow, controlled movement. Now hold Virabhadrasana and soften the muscles of the face. Set your eyes on one place. And then helicopter the arms down, spin off the back heel. Good, when you're ready, bring that back foot forward. Hands lift to the shins, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're moving back into the half sun souse. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold in. In and halfway up. Out and lower down. Inhaling up. Maybe gazing up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're just getting the blood flowing. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale halfway, create some space. Exhale, close that gap. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart. And we're just going to do one more. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release. Inhaling up. And exhale, hands to heart. Good, so facing this view, I don't want to block your view.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm kind of elevated. Like stadium seating.
All right, inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand down and sway to that side. All right, flowing with breath. Inhale, right arm brings you back. Exhale, lower the left hand, lean left. Good, continue. So yoga is centered around the spine. And we want to ensure it's moving and opening in all 6 directions. So side to side is 2. Back bending and forward folding is another 2. And then the twist, add in 2 more to equate to 6. And there's I think it's a Chinese expression that says you're only as young and healthy as your spine. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, twist and rotate to the right, separating your arms out. Good, inhale, face the front. And then exhale, twist and take in the panoramic view. we're gonna end the next time we twist left. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, bring hands back home and down to the heart. All right, we're gonna bring it back down. Separate your feet as wide as your mat. And take your time coming down into a squat if you can. If you can't do squat, then come on down to the floor and sit. Hands to prayer position. You can also do bear pose. So this is a great one. I'm going to go ahead and say it. When we're traveling, something happens with our system, and part of it is psychological, just because we're in a new environment, we're in a new space, we're in a new place to dwell, and we're also in a dry desert. So constipation can happen. So this pose is great for constipation. It will help with the process of elimination.
Some bath toilets are made this way.
Yeah, exactly.
In Thailand. Yeah.
When we go to India, yeah, it's 2 planks and a hole in the ground. This is how you use the restroom.
Or out of, you know what I'm saying? Our bodies were designed to go to the bathroom this way.
Yeah.
We don't. We sit.
I know. Or you can buy a squatty potty.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring the hands behind us and just slowly sit down. Bring the feet more together and out in front. And we're going to lower to our backs. And we're going to do a bridge flow. I got to get adjusted because I have natural ground beneath me. Something's poking my head. All right, hands beside you, palms facing down. And then we'll roll. Inhale, press down through the feet. Circle the arms overhead to track alongside your ears. As you lift thighs, hips, abdomen, chest, Setu Bandhasana. And then as you exhale, you're gently going to roll down 1 vertebra at a time and allow the arms to come back beside you. All right, let the sacrum hit with your hands. Inhale, circle the arms overhead. The arms may have to go a little faster than your hips. And then exhale, gently roll back down. And then you're just flowing again with your breath. So really push down to the mount of the big toes because that's going to help to keep the alignment of your legs and your knees narrow. And pressing through the feet is also going to ignite your hamstrings, so it's a strengthener for the back of the legs. It's a strengthener for the glutes in the buttocks, and also a strengthener for the back. Let's do one more. Setu Bandhasana on the inhale. And releasing back down on the exhale. All right, we're going to continue this Vinyasa flow here. So the inhale, the arms circle overhead again, but more in a Y shape. And extend your left leg out in front and point your toes. And then exhale, bring the arms around to catch that knee and hug it in. Inhale, the arms are overhead but more wide, like a Y. Y is for yoga. And then pull the knee towards you on the out breath. When you extend your left leg, the foot is hovering just a few inches above the ground. Toes point forward to activate the peroneal muscles that attach to the shin. Last one. And then lower the left foot, and then we'll do the right side. Inhale, arms in a Y shape, and the right leg extends, toes point forward, and then exhale, hug the knee towards you. You know what to do, so just continue this sequence and Synchronize with breath. So this is one of the therapeutic forms of yoga. And there's several different types of yoga therapy I've discovered through different trainings. But this particular one is brought down from Deskachar, who was the son of Krishnamacharya, who's considered the godfather of modern yoga. And the modern yoga is the asana practice. They are even studying the benefits of this style of yoga at Vanderbilt. They've gotten a lot of grants, and they've been working at some special center they have there. I think it's called OSHA Center. And then after that last one, you can release your right foot back to the floor. Now take your hands to your belly. And this is going to be super simple as well. On your in breath, you're here. On your out breath, you're going to roll to the outer edge of your left foot, pinky toe side. Your right knee stays up. And then as you inhale, you flutter the left knee back to center. Good. Exhale, you're going to roll open through the left hip. It's like a half butterfly. And then inhale, flutter that knee back to stand. And you're just doing that a few more rounds with your breath. Hopefully you're feeling movement of the breath beneath your palms, since it's residing on your abdomen. If not, you may have reverted back to a habitual breath that's only in the chest. All right, let's switch to the right side. Exhale, externally rotate the right leg. Inhale, stand on the right foot with the knee pointed up. So as we mature and age, sometimes the joint, well, not sometimes, it happens. The life force energy slowly begins to leave the joints. The joints get drier, the joints get more brittle. And of course, with our diet, the joints can also become inflamed with certain foods. Go ahead and come back and elevate your legs. Spread open through your toes. And then allow the hands to open up beside you. Exhale, widen your legs apart. Inhale, draw them together. Exhale, hug both knees into the chest. This is our last flow. Inhale, arms descend, legs float up. Exhale, bring some space in. Konasana. Inhale, back towards gentle waterfall, and then exhale to wind release pose. So my point with the joints is, longer held poses like yin. I love yin. But if you get arthritic, yin is actually not good for your joints. And so something like this, Vinyasa, where you're moving constantly in and out of the positions, can be more lubricating for the joints. I don't know, I'm perimenopausal or menopausal, I don't know, but I'm definitely going through it. And you may find this type of yoga helpful. We'll be doing different styles of yoga, by the way, through this retreat. All right, now just hug your knees in. Holding here. And do you want to hear a funny story? Mm-hmm. So a quick funny story is my son used to play soccer. And there was one time they were playing at the park doing some drills, for practice. And I was the only parent that had stayed. Everybody else had dropped their kids off and left. And this one little boy came running off the field and sat next to me, holding his stomach, and he was groaning. And I was like, what's wrong? He was like, my stomach hurts so bad. And I said, get on your back and hug your knees in. And as soon as he did it, he farted. And then he laughed and he looked at me and then he ran back into the field. He just had gas. And so this pose is great for that purpose. And when we travel on the airplanes and when we drink carbonated beverages, sometimes we get a little gassy. So if you feel that pain in your abdomen, this might do the trick for you. All right, we're gonna lay out in corpse pose, or in a pose where you can take rest in. Check in with your back. If you need to bend the knees, that's okay. If you want a hip opener and want to be in reclined butterfly, you can have the feet together, knees open. And just basically, we're trying to set up our bodies so that we get comfortable. Make any adjustments necessary until you find that Goldilocks approach and everything feels just right. Close the lids of your eyes. And bring your attention all the way down into the soles of your feet. Relax your ankles, your arches, and all 10 toes. And once you've relaxed the feet, take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, envision you're sending any stress, tension, fatigue, or illness away. And then bring that same relaxation up through your legs. Relaxing your calves, your knees, your thighs. Taking a breath in, breathing up through this region, and as you breathe out, sending away any and all stress, tension, fatigue, or illness away. Your next breath, bring your awareness into your hips, into the buttocks and pelvic floor. Relaxing these areas. And as you breathe out, sending any and all stress, tension, fatigue, or illness away. Now bring your awareness into your belly and make sure it's really soft so it can bellow in and out as you breathe. Relax your chest, so it can rise and fall as you breathe. Softening the shoulders, your arms, hands, and fingers. And then allow that relaxation to roll up and down your back. And on your next breath, bringing this life force into the torso. And as you exhale, envisioning you're sending any and all stress, tension, fatigue, and illness away. Relaxing your neck, your throat, your jaw, the interior and exterior of your mouth, nose, eyes, and ears. Envisioning with your next out breath any and all stress, tension, fatigue, and illness is being drained out and away. Breath in. Stretch your arms overhead. Pull the feet together. And as you exhale, come back to that wind release pose. Knees drawn in. Arms wrapped around in a loving, warm embrace. And roll to your right side. Lots more space for the physical heart. Push down into your left hand to come up to sit. Sitting in a cross-legged position or in another style if that's better for you. And then sitting nice and tall with your eyes closed. And just listening to this environment that we're in. And then move the outer listening inward. See if your body our soul has anything to say. Deep inner listening. Just notice how your mind may have something to say, but often that mind is on repeat. So it's listening for that inner, soft, quiet whisper of your soul, of your higher self. Meditation is to be contemplative. Meditation is to quiet down all the typical mind stuff so that we can hear the wisdom from deep within, or to receive a download from the Great Spirit above. We use the asanas as a way to prepare the body to sit and for the mind to slow down its pace. We'll do some deep inner listening later this evening. Here you're just receiving a taste. Let's bring our hands down to Anjali Mudra. We're going to seal this practice. And I want us to take a moment to remember our conversation last night, our intent for being here in Joshua Tree on this retreat. And with this gesture of grace and gratitude, we'll end our practice. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May we all walk away from this practice being free and at peace from anything out of our control, anything imposed upon us by another, or any internal stress of our own. Om, peace, peace, peace. Namaste.
Namaste.
So tonight, I've got planned to bring you the Magic 4, which is from a style called Swarupa Yoga. We'll do the restorative version of it, and it's really to unravel the tension that gets built around the spine, but it also helps to create a domino effect up and down from the body. We'll use furniture for the one tonight, so we'll be indoors. But now we get to go explore.